I'm already convicted. My whole life has been turned around. I lost every job. I lost everything, every opportunity. I can't get buy cars, can't get rent, can't get none of that. But I'm still a survivor. You know, I'm still coming to court, still smiling, still signing autographs. But soon I'm gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to the world. You know, America eats its babies. No matter what y'all think about me, I'm still your child. You know what I'm saying? You can't just turn me off like that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That was me manifesting my future global audience. I'm the artist, soon to be known as Zan X, not to be confused with the prescription drug Xanax. This is my cooperative economics shirt by my good friend Aaron Rodan. And this is my painting, America Eats Its Babies, by yours truly. So America Eats Its Babies is a painting that I did in 2014. It was at a time when the Black Lives Matter movement has been all throughout the period of my artwork, and that all started in that 2014 time frame, and this is actually the first painting I did in that time span. So this kicked off everything. It was the genesis. I did this while I was still thinking 2 years later about the death of Trayvon Martin, about the death of Jordan Davis, and this was coming right on the heels of Mike Brown and all of this young Black life just taken from us. And thinking, Trayvon and Jordan were 17 years old, killed by civilians, just from the standpoint of them being young Black men whom they feared. Jordan was killed because he was playing his music too loudly. Trayvon murdered for a bag of Skittles, just existing while Black, being a child while Black. And I painted this because I just kept thinking about that concept, and then also going back to how my artwork is all pretty much influenced by whether it's the Bible or hip hop. There was an interview with Tupac where he says America eats its babies, extremely aggressively, but so poignant in that America does not take care of its own. It doesn't take care of its young. We already know that we're treated as Black people as second-class citizens, and as if we weren't born on this soil, as if we weren't bred on this soil, as if our ancestors aren't the forefathers of everyone in the soil, just like those who penned the Constitution were. If the Constitution was written in 1776, or at least made into policy, let's say in 1776, well, the Atlantic slave trade started in 1619, or at least Jamestown, the settlement was established in 1619. So you've got 150 years there where our ancestors were being bred and born on this soil. We were the babies of America. We were no longer Africans at a certain point. I believe there's a statistic by 1890, 99% of the Black people in this country were born here. So we are America's babies, yet America just decides to devour us, to consume us. And America in general is a country that is really set up on consumption. So this piece was quite literally my thought about America consuming its babies. Its Black people, of course, and then Black babies like Jordan Davis. And I constantly have this theme that I've been talking about with this invisible hand that guides, that was written by Adam Smith in The Wealth of Nations. And the invisible hand in this case is actually quite visibly Lady Liberty's two hands, and those green hands dining on a Black child. The image itself is hard to consume, which adds back to the idea of consumption when you're visually consuming certain things, and the idea of how even to present day we've been visually consuming footage of Black bodies laying on the ground, footage of Black bodies being killed and executed at the hands of white people. And that hand is America's hand at the end of the day. I did an illustration recently where it was an illustration directly related to Derek Chauvin and what he did to George Floyd. And in the background, there's an image of the president giving a thumbs up with a bloody finger. And Derek Chauvin is a marionette doll, and the hands operating that marionette are also these green hands, the hands of America. The hands that are ratifying, rationalizing, putting into law options that allow people to kill our Black babies and get off for free. That this America that is consuming and exhausting its resources in Black people and acting as if we aren't a natural resource for this country, that is making us work twice as hard for half as much, that is overwhelmingly and inequitably having us unemployed, putting us in socio-economically disadvantaged neighborhoods. The way that this machine of America works is by using us as raw inputs and not giving us any of the output.